Hello, wonderful, healthy, wealthy, happy human being. My name is Dwayne Barnes, and I want to welcome you to Mind Medicine with Dwayne Barnes. This is a channel where we explore ways to elevate our mental health. And I want to make it clear I am not a mental health professional. I am just an everyday man who's on a mission to align and to heal my own mental health. And while I'm on this journey, I just figured, hey, why not share some of my findings with you? And that is what I am doing. So today, I want to talk about defense mechanisms. Many of us operate under them, and a lot of times we don't know when we're doing it, how we're doing it. And so I want to bring clarity to myself and to you by discussing defense mechanisms. So, according to the definition, defense mechanisms refer to psychological strategies or behaviors that people may use to cope with difficult feelings, thoughts, or events. Defense mechanisms are behaviors that people use to separate themselves from unpleasant events, actions, or thoughts. Um, they're ways that you react to situations that bring up negative emotions. When you experience a stressor, the subconscious will first monitor the situation and to see if it may harm you. And if the subconscious believes that the situation might lead to emotional harm, it may react with defense mechanisms to protect you. I just want to talk about some of the signs, number one, uh, that defense mechanisms are getting in the way of your life. And so some of the signs may include feeling sad or depressed, having difficulty getting out of bed, avoiding um, usual daily activities, things, or people that once made you happy, having difficulty forming or maintaining healthy relationships, communication problems that hinder your professional or personal life. So, if you're having any challenges with any of these things, then you may be having a challenge with defense mechanisms that are blocking um, your joy. And we always hear about this one. Oh, they're just in denial. Denial, 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 denial. Denial is actually one of the most common defense mechanisms, and it occurs when you refuse to accept the reality or facts. People in denial, they may block external events or circumstances from the mind so that they don't have to deal with the emotional impact. In other words, they try to avoid the painful feelings or events. They try to cover it up. Um, of course, you hear it all the time. They just in denial. They may know that their husband is cheating or that their friend is, negating them or they're in toxic situations, but they just are in denial about it. They don't want to see it. Everyone else sees it but the person. Denial, denial, denial. So, number one, denial. The second way, defense mechanism that many people use is repression. Repression is unsavory thoughts, painful memories, or irrational beliefs that can upset you. And instead of facing those thoughts, people may unconsciously choose to hide them in hopes of forgetting them entirely. So they just repress them. Like, I'm angry. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm angry. I'm sad. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. So this does not mean, however, that the memories disappear entirely because they don't. So, the next defense mechanism that we often use is projection. Projection. Some thoughts or feelings that you have about another person that may make you uncomfortable, uh, people project those feelings onto other people. You know, an example is you may dislike a coworker, but you may all of a sudden feel like the coworker don't like you. And instead of you accepting your feelings about the coworker, you make those feelings uh, the coworkers. Have you had a situation where you were hanging out with somebody, you're feeling good, and someone said, "Why are you so angry?" I'm like, "I'm not angry." "Yeah, you are." "No, I'm not angry." 9 times out of 10, that person was projecting their anger or hostility onto you. So that is something that a lot of us tend to do, project, projection. Another defense mechanism is displacement. You direct strong emotions and frustrations toward a person or object that doesn't feel threatening. That's a situation where you may be angry with your boss and you come home and take it out on your wife or your child or your friend. That is what displacement is. Not willing to address the discomfort with your boss, but displacing it onto someone who you feel maybe that can handle it or take it, or that you can get away with it without any major consequences. That is displacement. And then there's a defense mechanism called regression. Now, regression is when you are threatened or you feel anxious or uncomfortable and you basically revert back to a child. You know, you're a 30-year-old grown man or woman and you start acting like a 5-year-old baby. Uh, you're feeling uncomfortable, you start sucking your thumb. Anything to not deal with your uncomfortable moments, your uncomfortable feelings. You may regress back to your childhood stages, um, as a way of protecting yourself. So that's another one, regression. Another defense mechanism that many people often use is rationalization. Some people may attempt to explain undesirable behaviors with their own set of facts. This allows them to feel comfortable with the choices they made, even if they know that it wasn't right or that they wanted something else. For example, you want a promotion and you don't get it. So I don't care. I didn't want it anyway. So you're just above whatever that is. You're trying to rationalize away your true feelings and what you really, really wanted. Another defense mechanism is sublimation. This type of defense mechanism is considered a mature, positive strategy. That's because people who rely on it choose to redirect strong emotions or feelings into an object or activity that is appropriate and safe. For example, instead of lashing out at your coworker or during a stressful situation, they choose to channel their frustration into a kickboxing class or working out or writing a book or doing a marathon. That is called sublimation. And then there's reaction formation. People who use this defense mechanism, they recognize how they feel, but they choose to behave in the complete opposite manner of their instincts. So, a person who does this, for example, they may feel that they should express their hurt, their pain, and their anger. Instead, they choose to be the happiest person in the world. They choose to just go over the top with their joy and their happiness. And you can normally feel the discongruence to their personality. Like, why is this person being so over the top with this happiness? And 9 times out of 10, it's because they're using the defense mechanism of reaction formation. And then there's intellectualization as a defense mechanism. This is when someone is all here. They feel nothing here. There's no feeling. Everything is heady. Everything is heady. It's like when a person is hit with a trying situation, they may choose to completely remove all emotion from their life, from the situation, and they're just dealing with facts. They're doing spreadsheets. How do you feel? They're focused on the work. It's all here. They do not want to feel. They just want to stay here. You ask them, how do you feel? And it's like, oh, they don't want to feel. And really, again, as I say, most of these defense mechanisms are ways of avoiding feelings, avoiding reality, avoiding facts. And it really ends up eroding one's mental health. And so these are just some defense mechanisms that I'm bringing to our attention. And which ones do you relate to? For me, I know that I do denial. I do repression, and but I'm working to improve it. Which ones do you relate to? Comment and let me know. And thank you for joining me on Mind Medicine with Dwayne Barnes. Bye bye.